wherever here is. It's a beautiful day in Central Florida. Hope it's great where you are. Hope you got a little tennis in. If not, I hope you get some in soon. We all want to play some more tennis, I believe. Speaking of more tennis, um, the subject today is included in that, but the topic today is what is included, and I'll get to that in just a minute. But in terms of playing tennis, there are a lot of people coming to the sport from having been out of the sport for a while, and that means a couple of things. They're probably not in the best shape, and their tennis rackets are probably not in the best shape. So that's where we and hundreds of others come in, trying to get things up to shape for them to go out and play. That is critical to what we do. Obviously, the more people that play, the better, to be honest with you. Um, when someone comes in that we don't know, which is happening now, which is a good thing, um, we have to go through a lot of imaginary scenarios, to be honest with you. Okay. We can look at a player and make a determination as, oh boy, this guy's in great shape. We're thinking this to ourselves, I suppose, but we can talk, we can speak out loud. It's okay to comment on somebody's condition if they don't comment first. Okay. And we find other people that come in that are probably not in the best of shape. And those are the ones that typically have the rackets that need the most work done. All right. And that is our subject today. What is included? Typically, when you bring a tennis racket to us, Racket Quest, we will do what it takes to make that racket as good as it can possibly be, given the condition that it is in. So typically what happens is anything that needs to be done with that racket within $25 of something has not been discussed, that's what we do. Okay, the assumption is, unless told differently, uh, we are allowed to spend up to $25 in addition to the cost of the stringing and what we had discussed to get this racket in tip-top condition. Okay, so that is a given. So when you come to the world headquarters of Racket Quest and drop off a racket, we will do whatever we can to make that racket work for you. And if we have to spend an extra $25, you agree to that. Okay, essentially. If you say no, I know I'm not going to do that. But what typically happens before that is we will have a discussion and we'll look at the racket and we will tell you, or the player, not you necessarily, because you're just listening. You're not standing in front of us at the shop. So we will tell the person standing in front of us at the shop that has a tennis racket in their hands, this racket is not worth spending any money on. Okay. And there are a couple of reasons. And if you explain this to them, they understand perfectly, and they probably, in most cases, will agree. If they don't agree, when we have the option of simply not restringing it or stringing it with the caveat that if anything goes wrong, um, too bad. Okay. So typically what is included is going to be primarily down in the grip section. Some of the rackets come in with overgrips that are ooh, way past their prime. I mean, way past their prime. And they're nasty. So what happens is we put on some rubber gloves and we rip that off, hoping it is only the overgrip that's going bad, really bad. But in some cases, we find that the grip, the replacement grip, or the factory grip is also beyond repair. That's coming off and is going in the trash because we're not going to mess with it. To be honest with you, we have plenty of hand cleanser and rubber gloves and stuff, but it adds a tremendous amount of stress to doing the job and a little bit of time. However, if the customer says, no, let's not do anything, then we'll have that discussion about not doing anything, okay, which is which is okay. All right. But typically what happens then when the overgrip comes off, we discover what is underneath. And if that also is a health hazard, that comes off as well. All right. And on the racket will go a new grip, a replacement grip, or under grip, it's called sometimes, and a new over grip. That's sort of part of it. All right. So that's typically what would be included in what is included for the $25 dollars, and you can get awfully good grips for $25. But anyway, that covers pretty much everything we have to do. What it does not include, unfortunately, at this time, are grommet sets. Grommet sets are the plastic things that go around the outer periphery of the racket that protect the strings and the racket during stringing and play. Grommets wear out, and some people wear grommets out in a hurry. They go for very, very low shots. They're grinding away the plastic, and then you're down to the carbon fiber racket. And if you get too deep into that carbon fiber, your tennis racket is no longer the same racket that it was when you bought it. Okay, so grommet sets are going to run another $25 at least, if in fact you can get them now. It's a challenge to get them. I'm not totally convinced I understand why. It may be that the brands simply don't want to mess with it. For older rackets, their position is, well, buy a new racket for goodness sake. That's what we want you to do. Buy a new racket. But there are some rackets that are very, 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 very good that are old. Okay, we've had this discussion before many times. Older rackets just doesn't mean they're not good. They are really quite good in most cases. But getting the grommet sets has become more and more of an issue. I just ordered some from Wilson and Head, for example, that are scheduled for shipment in November. Now, I mean, we've got players that are going away to college that have 8, 9, 10 rackets, and they're going to go through these grommet sets in a hurry. But not being able to get them until November, well, that's tough. That is very tough. I'm not sure I understand exactly why, but the brands have offloaded some of this responsibility to the online retailers, the big ones, and they can't do anything if they can't get them. So, I mean, I can check around and see who might have them, but invariably their delivery dates are going to be 1 or 2 days after if I if we order them from the brand itself. So it's a conundrum. I know they don't want to mess with them, but they're necessary. Grommet sets are necessary. And when you think about a grommet set, when you think you need one, it's going to be in the $25 to $30 range, period. And putting a grommet set in also means that the string that is in there is going to have to be removed. So if you have a brand new set of string, but your grommet set is gone, that's not good. That's not good at all. So you need to take care in terms of understanding what's going to go first. Are the strings going to go first, or is the grommet set going to blow out first? Okay, it's hard to determine, but you can do it. We've had other podcasts and posts on the racquetquest.com that show you exactly how to check and see how much friction has notched your strings and how quickly it may fail. Okay, so you can get a pretty good idea about what's going on in that regard. But what is included is everything we can possibly do within that $25 range. And sometimes, to be honest with you, we do it just to do it. It's just the right thing to do. But what's included in that $25 range will be everything to get that racket as good as it can be for you. All right. And that's what we enjoy doing. It's what we want to do, and we expect the player, the consumer, the client to be okay with that. Typically, it's not something that is thrown in the face of the new client. Oh, by the way, Mr. Jones, we're going to spend another $25 on your racket here. No, that's not what happens. What happens is we discuss the stringing, what needs to be done in terms of stringing, and then as we take a closer look at the racket, take a look at the grommet sets, etc., we can go into that and explain what we're going to do and why it's going to be an added few bucks, up to 25. Okay, anything over $25, you get a text and we say, what do you want to do with this? This is what we think it's going to take. And in most cases, the response has always been positive. Yeah, do what you need to do. Get it right. Okay, to the extent you can, with these rackets, and that's exactly what we want to do, and that's what we will do. And in most cases, that's what the client is willing to do as well, which makes it work in all regards. Okay, if everybody's on the same page, then it's a lot easier to accomplish what we're trying to accomplish for you, the player. You, and if you're listening in a player, that it means you as a player. But we're talking in generalities here. Any player that comes in that needs racket work done, they're going to get the same attention to detail as a pro player would. It's just the way it is. It just doesn't make sense to do it any other way, and that's why we don't do it any other way. And in some cases, we simply don't do stringing just to be doing stringing. We must have a way to make a difference, a positive difference in the way this racket and player are going to play. If there's no positivity to what we do, then why do it? That's why we do what we do, and that's why we enjoy doing what we do, and that's why we'll probably do it until we can't do it anymore, whatever that means. Okay, who knows what that means? But tennis is on the rise. A lot of people are playing that haven't played in a long time. And I hope if you haven't played in a long time and you're listening to this, I hope you grab a racket, get out there, and begin to have some fun. Okay, with tennis, because it is fun and it is, quite frankly, a great way to stay in shape. A lot of people don't consider it to be such, but it is. There are a lot of benefits to playing tennis. So just get out there and do it. If you have any questions about rackets and string, etc., you can contact us at racketquest.com. Or text us, please. No phone calls, because as we talk every time, they go into Never Never Land, and we have no idea what's going on. So please text 407-491-4755. Leave a message on racketquest.com. There's a tab on racketquest.com that says Easy Order. And you don't have to order anything, but if you want to use that tab, you can get in there and write a little message and say, look, I need some help here. I'm going to buy a racket, not from you because I live in West Potosi, and I can't get to you. So I need some help, and would be happy to help you. Give us a text and let us know what you're looking for, and we can certainly help. That's what we strive to do, is to help in any way we can. So do that. Go on the racketquest.com. Go on to gasp.network if you want to see some curves from our Questron. We are doing a new vlog, which is a video blog that'll be posted on YouTube in our channel, which is a Racket Quest channel. It's been up there for a long time. There's not been a lot of activity on it, but we're using a new platform now, and hopefully we'll get that up quickly and make it a routine. Every time we do a podcast, there will also be a link to our YouTube video log. It took me a long time to even figure out what that was, but it's just a video log, and that's what we're going to try to do. So with the help of our friends, we're going to do a video log. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to cut this a little bit short today. But I wanted to invite anyone that has any questions about what is included to drop us a note or a text and ask what is included. If you have any pictures of your racket and you want to show those, what the grip looks like, the overgrip looks like, what the grommet set looks like, that'll be very helpful in determining whether or not that racket is worth spending any money on. Okay? So we hope you have a great, great day. And we also thank you very, very much for listening to the Racket Quest podcast. If you have any questions, please, please, please let us know. And we'll talk to you again very, very soon. Thanks a lot for listening. Bye-bye.